If you say so, Wonder Wheel arcade game, then what the beans is this? So it seems like there's two different Redemption arcade games called Wonder Wheel. There's one from Lasertron that looks like this. But today we're taking a look at this Wonder Wheel, which is clearly the more wonderful of the two, as it appears this one eventually got renamed to Wheel of Wonder. But for this one, the promotional material shows both Baytek and Sadel. If you've seen either of the Smokin' Token videos, you'll know that Baytek acquired Sadel back in '99. Not really sure about a release date for this game. Baytek's website shows they support parts for both a Sadel and Baytek version of this game. Nothing online seems concrete on this. Despite the acquisition, the Arcade Museum says it started tracking this game in 1998 for Baytek. And this one is my favorite. An Arcadepedia entry for this game with no citation says, made by Sadel in possibly 2001, and later Baytek. I mean, that's just great. This more or less sums up how it feels trying to find release dates for almost everything in this series. The copy I'm playing on for this video is a Sadel version, and from taking a look at the cabinet, it's pretty similar to the original Smokin' Token. Anyways, who really cares when any of these games came out? Let's just say this one was late 90s and move on. For transparency, the manual I'm sourcing for this game is specifically for the Baytek version. They should behave similar enough, but it's something to keep in mind. Are you wondering how this game works? It's a pretty wonderful gameplay loop. You have this coin deposit slot, and you gotta time your token drop with this vaulting conveyor belt to fling your token through one of the ticket scoring holes on this colorful wheel. The arcade can adjust how much each of these holes are worth by selecting one of the game's preset ticket configurations. I'm not going to bore you guys with how they can be set, since all of these values are quite low, especially since the arcade should use labels on these to convey their values. Notice how each of these colors are different sizes? It's fair to assume that the narrower the hole, the more wonderful your ticket payout will be. The most wonderful of all is the yellow hole. It doesn't have a set ticket value, but issues out what the game calls the bonus. After landing your first bonus, it starts a countdown to hit additional bonuses. Each additional bonus achieved yields a higher return, up to a fifth highest value. Just like the color slots, these bonus values can also be adjusted off a preset list of configurations. Instead of plastering the screen with a wall of text about each possible dip switch combination, you can just look at the top of your copy of Wonder Wheel, and this decal should explain how much each bonus is worth. Another factor that can affect your ticket output is this multiplier counter. Every X amount of plays that fails to reach any hole on the wheel increments the counter. There's also a setting for maximum multiplier value, which decides how high this value can go. Now the timing for getting into the bonus hole, this can change depending on your configuration. There's an additional setting for wheel speed which decides the RPM of the color wheel. Besides this wheel speed setting, it's also worth considering the wear and tear of this game. It's a fairly old Redemption game, and between the vaulting conveyor belt and the spinning wheel, who knows how consistent your experience will be. With the copy I'm playing on, these color holes are 3D print jobs. Yeah, they look pretty convincing when compared to the stock options. From my experience, I'm finding that I just lightly drop my token when the yellow bonus spot is around here. I'm not even fully confident in my strategy, so use your own judgment when trying to figure out the timing on your copy. With other arcade games, the jankiness is usually to your detriment, but on a few occasions I have been issued a bonus even when scoring in a hole beside the bonus one. This is a pretty amusing game. I like all the zany sound effects it makes throughout your gameplay. There is one that I swear it's the same sound effect from 3D Space Cadet Pinball. Despite the shared sound effect, I still wouldn't call this one a fun game, but as a ticket farming degenerate, I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. This one is hard. It feels way harder than any of the other token drop timing games. I can semi-consistently hit this bonus, but I think my personal best is getting 3 bonuses in a row, but usually I can only do 1 or 2. To put this in perspective, think about some of the other token drop timing games we've played. The Simpsons one, the Smokin' Tokens, or those older coin pushers. Playing any of these feels like the original Super Mario World. Now introduce Wonder Wheel to this list, and assuming your end goal is hitting the 5 bonuses in a row, it now feels like playing a crazy hard Kaizo ROM hack. Now this is a placement I really don't feel certain about. It's not a bad ticket farming game, so ignore everything below B tier. If you have perfectly timed inputs and/or are a task bot playing this game, it could be a hypothetical top of S, because the bonus streak keeps stacking with each one you hit, and the ticket returns could easily outpace a lot of the modern options. On paper, it should hang around S tier, but I feel like the skill issue check on this one is much harder than the rest of S. This is if you believe the 5th bonus is the real jackpot. Consider a game like Power Roll. I learned this game in one afternoon and it became a fairly reliable option. This one being S tier is a no-brainer. Now look at Spinner Frenzy. You'd think this game should place high. It looks like a skill-based game, but I personally think the difficulty of replicating that jackpot alone is enough to dismiss it as a ticket farming option. With Wonder Wheel, it's not nearly as hopeless as the fidget spinner game. Even if you can't hit 5 bonuses in a row, getting fewer bonuses can still yield decent returns if the configuration is fair. The multiplier system also works to your benefit. If you're learning this game and repeatedly rage queuing plays, the multiplier can help you scrape back some of your lost tickets once you eventually hit the bonus. Or you can just wait for casuals to rack this up before playing. I'm going to throw this one into A. It probably should be higher, but I have skill issues. I've been trying to learn this one for several months, and I don't feel like I'm improving that much. Feels like it should be a strong ticket farming option, but use your own judgment on the viability after getting more familiar with your local arcade's configuration.